Hey guys, in this next tutorial we're going to be talking about how to create a follow-up sequence. We're here on the home screen of Aweber. To make this tutorial a little bit quicker, I went ahead and pre-made some email messages that we will be adding into the sequence. First off, what we need to do is go to Messages. Alright, we're going to go to the Drafts folder, where I have the message that we created as the broadcast, and then two more messages that I just added in for the email follow-up sequence, legacy follow-up sequence tutorial. First thing we want to do is we want to go to this first email here. This would be your welcome email or thank you email, something that would explain to your members, your subscribers, who you are, what you will be sending them, and getting them to know you a little bit better. Now, in order to create your follow-up sequence, all you have to do is follow the tutorial on how to create an email. Once it loads your email into the drafts folder, you come over here to Send Options, and you go right down to the bottom. It says Add to Follow-up Series. It's going to ask you about a few settings, and your first message is usually always going to be sent out immediately. So follow-up number 1 is welcome message for your subscribers will get immediately sent after signing up. So you want to add it to the follow-up series. Now you have this option here to track your messages, tracking the clicks and stuff. I recommend leaving that on because that's what's going to give you any information about anytime someone clicks on a link or when they open your emails and stuff like that. So I would say just leave that like it is. Click on the green Add to Follow-up Series. Now, here we are in the Legacy Follow-up Series. In order to get back to this screen from the home screen, all you'd have to do is go to Messages and drop right below Drafts this Legacy Follow-up Series, and it'll pull up this screen right here, and there's your first message right there. So next I've already created a few emails, so next we're gonna go back to the Drafts folder, and now we're going to go to where I've created this email. It says message for follow-up sequence number 2. Going to do the same thing. Go down to Add to Follow-up Series. Now it's going to ask you a little bit different information that would apply to this email now that you already have your first email set up. You can choose however many days that you want this message. If you want it to go out immediately after the other one, you can go to 0 and it will deliver both messages at the same time. However, I do not recommend that you do that. I always recommend that you send them out about every day. But there are other people out there that state that you don't want to email your list every day, just every other day. But make sure that you do have a strategy for whatever you plan to do with your emails. If you're going to be sending them out daily or whatever, and make sure that you include that information in your welcome email to let your subscriber know that they will be receiving emails from you in that time period, on a daily basis or every other day, or however you decide to do it. Next, they've got this little send window. It's send any day, any time. Now you can adjust this to a certain day or certain time. Just play around with these settings. If you're going to send them out every day, then the way Aweber will do it, if you leave the settings just one day after the previous message, it's going to send that message out at the same time that the subscriber had opted into your list. So each message will go out at the same time for every day that you tell it to go out. Then you have these other little options down here that to track the clicks. Like I said, I'd leave that on so that you can have some kind of reporting and see how your messages are doing. You can select this send message based on each subscriber's local time, apply these days and times to all messages in this list. So they have a few little extra options that you can do. Next, if you want to just leave it like it is, or after you've made your changes or whatever, just go to the green button, add to follow-up series. Okay, now let's get our third and final message in here. Go back to drafts, follow-up sequence number 3, send options, down to add to follow-up series. The same option screen pops up. How you want to send it out, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days after the previous, or if you want to send it the same day, totally up to you. If you change the time or whatever, any of the message options you want to change, they're right there. Then just add the follow-up series. Now, I wanted to create multiple messages. That way I could show you something that you can do with your messages. Instead of having to go through the settings on each one to move them around, if you decide that, say, sequence number 3 was actually better to go out after your welcome message, you could just simply grab the little tab that the message is on and drag it and drop it, and it will rearrange your sequence. You have your settings, copy to drafts, send a test email. You can delete the message. Many different options here. Now, once you've got your emails lined up in line like you want them, they have this little spam score that you can click on this, and it's going to open a new window, and it'll show you what your spam score is as far as your email that you have created. 0 is best. That means it more than likely will go straight to their inbox. That will not be sent to the spam folder. This is more of a suggestion than anything else. I mean, Aweber is pretty good about knowing whether a message is going to go to spam or not. However, sometimes this is inaccurate, and that some messages that show a 2 or 3 on spam score actually do get delivered to the inbox. But then again, I've seen some messages that show a score of 0 to 1 that go to spam. So, I mean, it really all depends on the email that it's being delivered to. There's many different reasons why a message can be sent to the spam folder, and it's hard to keep compliant with all of them. You just have to, play around with it and, send to multiple test messages. If you've got multiple free email accounts, send your messages to, say if you have an email with Yahoo, you've got an email with Gmail, and then one with Hotmail. Send your message to all 3 of those to see how they will respond in each of those email providers. Once you get done viewing all this information here, you can just simply go right back to Messages, Legacy Follow-Up Series, and there's your messages again. The importance of a Legacy Follow-Up Series is this is set to where anybody that comes into your list, as soon as they come into your list, they begin getting these email messages. You can expand this out to hundreds to thousands of emails if you want to. It's totally up to you. Just try a few things, and find out what's comfortable with you. Find out what works for you. That's going to be all on this tutorial for the Legacy Follow-Up Series. Just keep in mind that your follow-ups are, they will be sent out regardless. As soon as someone opts into your list, they're going to start on this series. The difference between it and a broadcast message is you have to set the message to go out on that day every time. Legacy Follow-Up Series, when they opt in, they start getting these immediately, and they're automatically saved into Aweber and will be sent out appropriately to whatever settings you have. I hope this training has been helpful, and we will see you on the next one.